Welcome to my channel. This is Lady Alexandra. I hope you are doing well. Today I'm talking about the birth of the first unicorn. The unicorn's true origins lie in the depths of time. In that beginningless beginning when all was emptiness and waste, darkness and mist, then moved the holy ones who sunder the dark from the bright. So were established concord and balance, with darkness driven to the fringes and the abode of light at the middle point of all. But darkness, once given a situation and compass for itself, grew weighty beyond accounting, intruding among all things, and drawing them toward itself according to their weights and inclinations. Therefore was the balance made to tremble, and from that trembling arose a resonance, a sound that circled in the vast emptiness, chanting mightily. The Holy One modulated that sound to make of it a chord of great sweetness, and breathed into it intelligence, so that it might become a spirit of harmony and guidance unto every corner of the void. This became the powerful spirit called Gagalim, whirling itself through uncounted ages while ever spiraling around the central light. And while some things still fell into the darkness, Gagamin guided others on a more rarefied path toward the shores of light. In such a way was balance achieved once more. Then the Holy One wished for a panel on which to display his greater art, and between the shores of light and the walls of darkness he hung in balance the earth. Its naked mountains he raised in fire and scattered them with shining gems that still reflect those flames. Then the Holy One addressed to the Spirit of Guidance, which is Gagalim, saying, "Out of the hidden gulfs I made thee, free and by form unbounded. Wilt thou accept shape upon earth, that thou mayst supply a service even greater?" And even as it was asked, so it was agreed. Wrapped in a cloud he came, by a bright whirlwind borne along. He descended gently from the heavens to the infant fields of earth, even before the fires of its forming were yet subdued. Thus did the unicorn possess the brightness of the light, that he might drive all darkness and obscurity from him. He was called a solemn of unicorns, the firstborn, a creature fearfully wrought and wonderful to behold, bearing a horn of spiral light that is the sign of Gagalim, the guide. Now with his horn a solemn struck a barren rock, piercing it to a great depth, and drew forth a gushing spring of life. Wherever those waters flowed, fires were quenched, and the earth was made fertile with a multitude of fruitful things. Great trees rose up and blossomed, and under their shade came beasts both wild and tame. All this was by the intent of the Holy One, and the unicorn was the instrument of his will. In such a way was formed the garden of the unicorn, called Shemagim, which means the place where there is water. The Holy One then addressed the firstborn, saying, "A solemn of all my creations, thou alone shalt ever recall thy making, and dwell in remembrance unbroken of the light, to be its guide and guardian. But never to the light shalt thou return, until the final hour of the end of time." And the unicorn dwelled in his garden, and went walking abroad in great wonder. When the Holy One wished to make himself known, even as all things were known to him, into himself withdrawing from earth and air, water and fire, his sacred breath compounded man, who was strong and fair, being the crown of all great Ion. Looking upon man, the unicorn marveled, and became suddenly modest and shy. And because the solemn had no part in man's making, the unicorn loved man the more, and bowed before him as a servant. Thus was the unicorn the first beast that man beheld, and the first to which he gave a name. From that time to this, the fates of these two races have been bound together. For while the unicorn leads toward the light, only man may pass therein. And this was the beginning of the first age. Because of the unicorn's purity, its horn was considered magical and became a popular ingredient in medieval medicines. Its mere presence was considered a strong protection against poison in food, and when worn in jewelry, it protected the wearer from evil. Unicorn horn was often worth more than its weight in gold. So kings, emperors, and popes were among the few people able to pay the high prices demanded. They were eager to acquire the precious horn to guarantee long and healthy lives. With such a lucrative trade, false unicorn horn was rampant, made from bull horn, goat horn, or in some cases from the horns of exotic animals, or from ordinary dog bones. Complete unicorn horns were very rare. For example, a complete unicorn horn owned by Queen Elizabeth I of England was valued at the time of 3,000 ounces of gold, and enough money to buy a large country estate complete with a castle. Rather than coming from unicorns, these complete horns often turned out to be the long, spirally twisted tusks of the male narwhal, a large marine animal. Kings often placed unicorn horn on the table to protect themselves against poisonous food and drink. And until the revolution toppled the monarchy in 1789, the utensils used by French kings were made of unicorn horn to counteract any poison in the food. A prehistoric cave painting in Lascaux, France depicts an animal with two straight horns emerging from its forehead. The simplified profile perspective of the painting makes these two horns appear to be a single straight horn. Since the species of the figure is otherwise unknown, it has received the name the unicorn. There have been unconfirmed reports of aboriginal paintings of unicorns at Namakwa land in southern Africa. Though the popular image of the unicorn is that of a white horse differing only in the horn, the traditional unicorn has a billy goat beard, a lion's tail, and cloven hooves, which distinguish him from a horse. In even the earliest references, he is fierce, yet good, selfless, yet solitary, but always mysteriously beautiful. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you liked it, and have a wonderful evening.